Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Roaring Twenties Radio YouTube channel, where we tell you the story of radio history from the beginning and how this amazing invention changed the world. Hello, everyone. Today, I invite you to take another journey with me through time. Today's documentary will take us through the history of an historic man made monument that was opposed by many before it was even built and called an eyesore after it was constructed. Over time, it became one of the most beloved and iconic structures ever built. The structure was meant to be temporary and then torn down. As the time approached for its destruction, an unexpected hero saved it. We'll start our journey in time right after this message. I just wanted to take a second to ask you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. I'd appreciate if you'd hit the like button too and share this video with some of your friends. Let's get back to the story. This is the story of how radio saved the Eiffel Tower and how the tower teamed up with radio to save countless lives. In France, a huge event was coming, the 1889 French Exposition, which was pretty much a world's fair. The French Expo was also the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution, the birth of French democracy. The country wanted something special for the event, and many ideas were floating around at the time. In 1886, a competition was held for what was to be the centerpiece of the expo, and the submission of one Gustave Eiffel and his engineering company was selected. It should be noted that there was a lot going on behind the scenes with the selection committee. Suffice to say, Mr. Eiffel didn't have to worry a great deal about his competition. It should also be noted that Eiffel's company also designed and built the iron framework for the Statue of Liberty in 1881, an impressive feat of engineering for the time. The contract for the Eiffel Tower construction was signed on January 8, 1887, and construction began 3 weeks later. At 980 feet tall, the Eiffel Tower would be the tallest man-made structure in the world at the time. The permit for the tower would expire in 1909, at which time the tower would be torn down. Opposition to building the Eiffel Tower began to build as local artists thought the tower would be an eyesore. On February 14th, just over a month after construction had begun, a petition titled Artists Against the Eiffel Tower was presented to Adolphe Alphand, the Minister of Works. The petition was also published in the magazine Le Temps on that same day. The petition failed to stop construction, and near the end of March 1889, the main structural work was completed. On May 6, 1889, the French Exposition opened. The tower didn't open to the public until May 15th, 9 days later. The lifts that would take visitors to the top were not finished, so the only way up was climbing 1,710 stairs. The lifts did become operational on May 26, which I'm sure many of the visitors were thankful for. Surprisingly, almost 30,000 people made the climb to the top before the lifts were up and running. They were in a lot better shape than I am. 9 years after the French Exposition closed, Gustave Eiffel began searching for a way to prevent his creation from ever being torn down. He had heard about a new form of communication called wireless telephony. His research into the subject led him to Eugène Ducouré, a French radio pioneer who was working on his own transmitter. Eiffel had an office built in the tower near the top, and he offered Ducouré the use of a platform outside his office to test the transmitter. Ducouré accepted the offer, and on November 5, 1898, Ducouré successfully sent a transmission to a colleague of his stationed at the Pantheon 4 miles away. Ducouré's experiment had proven the tower's height would greatly extend the range of wireless communication. In the years that followed, radio transmission experiments by Military Engineering Corps Captain Gustave Ferré had been performed using the station. In 1903, Eiffel, still looking for a way to save his creation, put his tower at the disposition of Captain Ferré and offered to pay for the installation of an antenna at the tower's summit. Captain Frey accepted his offer and in 1905 built a radio shack at the foot of the South Pillar so he and his group of radio specialists could experiment with longer range wireless communications. Captain Frey would eventually be able to transmit a radio message over 3,700 miles. The experiments confirmed the strategic importance of the Eiffel Tower. In 1908, a new four-wire antenna was added to the tower, and in 1909, a permanent radio station was built. Even more important to Gustav Eiffel, his permit for the tower was extended for another 70 years. His creation would not be destroyed. The future would prove that the decision to preserve the Eiffel Tower would be a good one. The single radio shack at the base of the Eiffel Tower soon grew into 5 buildings, and in 1910, a new 6-wire antenna was installed and the 5 buildings were replaced with a concrete underground radio station. During World War I, the radio station at the Eiffel Tower was used to jam German Army communications and transmit important information for the Allies. The interception of German communications was critical to the French success at the Battle of Marne. Throughout the war, the radio station supplied the Allies with crucial information and was a major contributor to the defeat of Germany. After the United States entered the war on April 6th, American radio pioneer Edwin H. Armstrong was sent to France. Armstrong conducted research at the Eiffel Tower radio station. While there, he worked on the development of the superheterodyne radio receiver and was promoted from the rank of captain to major. World War II brought another threat to the Eiffel Tower's existence. After Germany had defeated France, they had taken control of Paris, and along with it, the Eiffel Tower. Near the end of the war, when it became apparent Hitler's Germany was going to lose, Hitler ordered the German general in charge of Paris, General Dietrich von Koelitz, to destroy the Eiffel Tower. The general had grown to love Paris during his time there and refused to carry out Hitler's order. Today, the Eiffel Tower has grown into the most well-known symbol of France. The citizens of Paris are no longer divided in their opinion of the tower. It is considered by most as the heart of Paris. Tens of millions of visitors have come to see it since it opened to the public over 137 years ago. At the top of the Eiffel Tower, the single radio antenna has grown to an array of over 120, and they're a reminder of how radio saved this beloved national monument, and how together, radio and the Eiffel Tower helped save the world from tyranny. Hello, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the latest mini documentary here on the Roaring Twenties Radio YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing all of you here again very soon. So until then, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.